Hello everyone, welcome to this Videos on Frontier video. My name is Jay Wakefield, and here with me is Luke Miller.
Hey.
And the back of Billy Carr.
Hello, just looking for a floppy disk.
Well, that's a good use of time. And what we have here is a box. Now, would anyone like to hazard a guess as to what might be in this box?
Haggis.
Haggis.
I think it's tripe.
Tripe. Okay, so it's some form of offal that's in this box. Well, I sincerely hope it's not, because it's kind of been in my hallway unopened since yesterday afternoon. So let's have a look at what's in this box. I'm gonna use some scissors. Yeah! You really can't do this one-handed. Should have made one-handed scissors. Aye, there we go. That's the box opened. There we go. Well, so far the box is full of paper shredding and foam. So here is some of the foam. It's not the kind of foam that you can stick on top of your cappuccino. Sorry, please do not try it. Well, that was pathetic. I was supposed to throw it out of shot. You know, in a comedy kind of way. Right, what I'm going to do is drop this box here. I'll slam this box onto this chair. Right. So, I'm going to do this two-handedly because I don't want paper shredding to go over the floor. So, Billy thought that my package contained haggis. Luke thought it contained tripe. Well, I would say that you're both wrong. However, depending on if you're a badge snob, Luke could be correct. Now, here's a wee note. Thank you. We value your custom and we look forward to receiving 5-star positive feedback from you. No pressure then, lads. If there is a problem, please email us sales@useditshop.co.uk or message through eBay with any requests for damaged, non-working or technical issues, as we would like the opportunity to correct any problems before resorting to an eBay case. We are honest, reliable, and will resolve all issues. And there's a phone number, and we are here to help. Considering that's in the south of England, I highly doubt it. But, well... So, let's have a look at what's actually inside here. It's ThinkPad 1500, everyone! That's what it says on this lid, 1500. So here I have it. Now, if I just get rid of some of this bubble wrap. I said,
That Sounds like he's about to regurgitate.
Now I'm just swinging the ThinkPad back and forth, trying to get rid of the bubble wrap. You can do it on these because it's a ThinkPad. Any questions? Right. ThinkPad Lenovo R61 Core 2 Duo 2 GHz 1 GB 150 GB 15.4 DVD plus minus RW laptop. Ladies and gentlemen, I have a new ThinkPad R51. Some of you may remember, a couple of years ago, I had an R51i, which I reformatted and installed an operating system. I can't mind which one, but I did that, and I think I put XP on it, actually. And I gave it away to a friend. This was back when XP was still in support. Unfortunately, this person is no longer my friend. Bit of a shame, but never mind. And, yeah. So, long story short, I bought another ThinkPad R61, sorry. Never had an R51. So, let's have a look at this. Whoa! I tell you what, this brings back an awful lot of memories. See, my original one, I got standard issue from university. We all got them. Now, here's something that mine didn't have. A trackpad! Mine just had the track point, which this one has, but it's missing the wee red thingamybang. The red track pointy thing. So, gonna need to get one of those to make it a proper ThinkPad. It's not a ThinkPad without a track point. So, as was the way with mine, the screen is completely off center, as Lenovo did. It's only got 1 gig of RAM, but I plan to upgrade that. And I don't know, but I might stick Windows 7 on this one, maybe. I'm not entirely sure. It does have the faster CPU, the Dell Latitude C8. Let's try that again. Well, Dell Latitude D630 over there only has a 1.8 gig CPU. My original ThinkPad R61, I had a 1.8 gigahertz CPU, so this one is faster. Anyway, let's see if there's any battery left in this. 1, 2, 3. Smoke test! I don't believe it.
Works fine, right?
It's booting up. Let's have a look in the setup. Ah, now there's the ThinkPad setup of old. Not the graphical one, the non-graphical one. The one without any graphics. You know, now that a lot of UEFI BIOSes are going to graphics, I would like my T420 to have exhibited a return of the wee birdie. Do you remember that from ThinkPad BIOSes of old? So I wonder if there's anything like Bluetooth or anything on here. I mean, that would be nice. Mine had Bluetooth. So I'll have a look at the config. It has some sort of network, which is nice. Serial port, disabled. Why would you disable the serial port? Parallel port, enabled. There's no friggin' parallel port on here.
You need a dock for it.
Yep. Track point automatic. FN key lock disabled. ThinkPad num lock independent. Very much unlike Scotland. Default default display device, internal power timer, wake up on battery, scheme for battery, normal CPU power management, battery up. Do you know what? I can't mix them up and make them sound funny. Beep like a ThinkPad should. Yes, it's set to do that. SATA controller, CPU, core multiprocessing, virtualization technology. This one has it. This one has it. I don't think my R61 did. So, my R61 I did. So it's definitely.
Yeah, that way you can run your virtual PCs.
Yep. And it's always good to have a few Core 2 machines lying about the place.
They're still quite capable.
Very capable. You know, if I need more machines to teach with, I've got some ready-made. Config. I'd quite like some bigger hard drives so I can, you know, do some properly good dual booting. Parallel port, PCI, USB, keyboard, mouse, display, power, alarms, CPU, docking station. There doesn't seem to be any Bluetooth options in here, so I'm not holding out any great shakes for it. Anyway, let's see what's on this machine. Still running it on the battery, by the way. Think Vantage button work? Well, there's cannot boot from any device. That's because the hard disk's been wiped. So I'm going to get this machine a rub down with a wet one. And and I guess we'll be right back. I plan to dual boot this POS Ready 2009 with Minty Linux. Nothing. Anyway, be right back. So I was on my travels, looking in one of my Tupperware boxes of computer components, and I happened to find an extra gig of RAM. And I also happened to find that this ThinkPad, while it's spec'd out with a gig of RAM, it's all on one stick. So literally all I have to do now is just drop this down. There we go. And then let's see if this actually boots up. The battery went dead, so yeah, probably going to need to plug this in. Okay, so now it's charging, so I'll power it up. Hit the Think Vantage button. And then press, I think it's F1 to enter the BIOS setup utility. And we find installed memory 2048 megabytes. Which, if I'm right in thinking, that should be enough to run Linux Mint. 2 gigs?
Yeah, that's funny.
Excellent. So, gonna go away and install some operating systems. I will be right back. Okay, so now all the surgery's been performed. This has actually been upgraded to 3 gigs of RAM because I've decided that because it's got a 2 gig processor, I'm going to put Windows 7 and Ubuntu and Mint Ubuntu on. Yeah.
How's on Linux are really good.
Yeah, Mint Ubuntu. Get used to it. Yeah, this is like Debian is really called Debuntu. Debuntu. Or Debibuntu. Right, okay. Yeah, so this has got 3 gigs of RAM. I pulled the 2 gig stick out of the Dell Latitude D630, which is now running on 2. There's another 2 gig stick coming in the mail, which the machines are going to have to fight over. Yeah. So, yeah. Basically, the idea is now, time to switch the system on and insert a Windows 7 DVD. But first, I want to check that the hard disk has been detected. See, I put a 160 gig in there. Now, that only is 10 gigabytes more than 150, but it's worth it. Let's have a look. And I think this is it. Hitachi, whatever it is. Anyway, enough of that nonsense. Let's do some installing. At some point, I would very much like to get a bigger hard disk for these systems. I'm going to exit saving changes. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit F12. And that will give me a boot list. It's happy CD. There you have it. What's going to happen now, obviously, is Windows 7 is going to start up. You've seen Windows 7 installed in my D630 video, so I'll not bore you with that again. I will literally just come back when the desktop's loaded up. But I'm now going to need to download and install piles and piles and piles of Lenovo drivers. Because seriously, Lenovo drivers. I mean, you'll know about this, Luke. Lenovo drivers. It's just millions of the fuckers.
Yeah, there's like 20 of them ready for every computer practically.
And that's just for the power button.
Yeah, so you can overclock your power button.
Well, actually, yeah. I mean, you do have, you know, I mean, what's going to program the system to go beep, beep, beep? I love it because owning a ThinkPad is like being perpetually stuck inside one of the Power Mac Galaxy's videos, except the FCC have got their hands all over it and censored it. Because it's just beep, 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 beep. I tell you, I've missed having an R61. Except mine's didn't have this fancy thing, which is, it's quite nice. It's known as a touchpad. And basically, people use it instead of the track point. You can kind of trail your finger on it. It's quite fun that way. But look, yay, purple enter key! Although it looks blue in this light, never mind. It's purple, believe me. If you don't, then you outside now. Because I'm telling you now, that key's purple. So, basically just go in there, United Kingdom. And I might want to make sure, actually, that this disk is MBR. So, yeah. Let's do that. Disk part. Basically, I'm just going to list I'm just going to list the disks and see if they're GPT. So I'm going to list the disk by typing list disk. And I find out that no, it is not a GPT partition. Which is absolutely fine. Because it needs to be MBR, because this machine doesn't have UEFI, because it's not a MacBook. It seems that only MacBooks had UEFI in 2008. It was a good year. Like a great tire, eh? So I'm going to make a partition. It's actually smaller. Windows might create additional partitions for system files, well that's absolutely fine. And now we have a 40 gig partition which is going to be used for booting Ubuntu. In fact, yeah, do you know what? I think 120 gigs for Windows 7 will be fine. So I'm just going to install it to this partition. And I will be right back. Right, we are back. Now, I've installed most of the drivers. Some of them didn't work, but I downloaded and installed Lenovo System Update, and that's getting some of the drivers. One of the things that doesn't seem to be available anymore is having the wee battery thing on the bottom of the taskbar. I really miss that on the ThinkPad thingy. No, I really miss that about my last ThinkPad. I mean, obviously I can use battery bar to do the same thing, but I want the Lenovo utility, damn it, because my nostalgia's better than your logic, as LGR would say. But Lenovo System Update is doing fine, and I must say this Windows 7 installation is doing pretty well as well. You know, I'm going to install that and, you know, get updates because .NET framework. And then I plan to install Minty Linux as well. Mint Ubuntu.
Mint Ubuntu.
And just installing some Windows updates through Lenovo System Update. You gonna go and get all my Windows updates for me? Can I just go and grab a cup of tea? You just sort my Windows updates out, yeah? And restart the computer and then log me back in when needed? No. I'm just gonna have a man from Lenovo remote into my system and do it all.
Yeah.
No, I'm kidding on. I would be that person. ThinkPad. Starting Windows. Starting Windows.
You mind the microphone?
Yeah, microphone.
I'm gonna have to turn you off.
Then we wouldn't be able to hear you on Skype. Yeah.
Another one.
Windows updates. Configuring Windows updates. 100% complete. Ah, yes. Now for me to log in. And one thing I do miss is the ThinkVantage toolbox. You know, that was a nice, lightweight system thing to use. I really liked it.
I've never used that before.
Well, basically it would, you know, your pressing of the ThinkVantage button would bring up this wee toolbox full of, like, Lenovo utilities. I really liked it. Now you've got the Lenovo Solution Center, which takes a fair while to load. And to have that routed to the ThinkVantage button, to me, Well, it all just seems a wee bit wrong. Now, I know I can use the registry editor to hack anything I want mapped to that, to have anything I want mapped to that button. But, you know, OCD being what it is, it has to be a Lenovo program for me. I mean, I can't just kind of, you know, press the ThinkVantage button and it starts a Skype call, or... yeah. So it's still installing update modules, and then I think it'll be pretty much done. I'll go and do some Windows updates. Apparently I need to update Password Manager as well. Oh, there we go. Please wait, configuring Windows updates. Cosmic. As you can see, Lenovo Reach, which is a cloud program, and Lenovo Share It, which is a program for transferring stuff to other Lenovo computers and Android smartphones, are both installed. Now, these are fairly new programs, but well, there you have them. So, there you have it. I've got the wireless radio thing as well. That works. And turns out this machine doesn't have any Bluetooth support. So, no blue floof for me! Now I just need to install the card reader driver. Card reader is something my R61 didn't have. So yeah, I'll be away, and I'll come back once I'm more kind of together with this thing. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's came to that time where we nine-night all the files. Seriously, that's what we're doing. I don't know.
Why are you asking me to pick a network when it's connected via Ethernet, you derp?
Because it's probably not.
Confirm your local account.
Oh, is this Windows 8? Well, yeah, because
Just set up your account. Next I'll put my dick in the owl.
Yeah, you see, the reason Windows 8 doesn't like Ethernet ports is because mobile phones don't have them. Seriously, that's basically what it is. So I'm quite liking this, you know, the fact that, you know, I still have a 7 machine, but my main desktop and my main laptop run 8.1. Oh, excuse me. That's not what you want. To yawn and then suddenly kind of have the yawn shudder type things when you're holding a blooming camera. Because then people are just like, get a tripod, and I'm like, well, I've got one, but it gets in the way, you know, and I find it difficult enough to blooming see, so blooming iPod and iPod?
Just to get one of those like really small ones that can go on a desk.
I've got one of those.
I need to get one.
Mm-hmm. Could do with a big one as well, actually. That'd be good. So yep, there's Firefox, that's installed and running. And all the other programs will install themselves and run as well. And then, you know, well, obviously, get Windows Update on the boil, and then that'll be done. So I'll join you once all that's done. So the Windows side of the ThinkPad is pretty much done, barring a few Windows updates and maybe an Office 2010 install. But now the focus on this video will turn to the Linux side. Now, some of you will remember that I made a 40 gig, that I made the Windows partition 120 gigs, or thereabouts. Long and short of it is, I have 40 gigs worth of free space to play around with. So I've decided to install Mint-Buntu. Seriously, that's what it says on the disk. Mint-Buntu. Its real name is actually Linux Mint 17. I'm going to install it with Cinnamon. Well done. We have Luke and Billy with us once again. Hello.
Hey, Luke, what's Jay installing his laptop? No Linux. Yeah. Linux is truly a superior operating system.
So now I'm going to boot.
Don't forget to go check on Clippy B. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'll get my Packard Bell running soon, maybe. I don't like the white stripe down the screen on the Mint boot screen. It makes it look like the screen's got one of those Dell Latitude style screen problems.
Oh yeah, it's mint. That's just that adds extra flavors to mint. The extra splash to make your mouth fresh and clean. Clean.
As cool and as clean as a breath of fresh air.
Yeah, that's what they like.
Mm-hmm.
Wonder where the yellow went to show Randy and new HP.
I'm still wondering where he went. Oh, I mean, I faintly hear the sounds of Nathan giving me great shit.
Yeah, knowing Randy, I don't think I want to know where he went.
Ooh, oh. So we see the Mint boot screen, and because it's booting off of a CD, it's going to take a good long while. And then after it's installed, I'll need to check for this new shell shocky thing, which is a massive leak thing. Jennings, the hackers have been working overtime this year. Swear down.
I mean, it seems like every website's getting hacked this year.
Seriously, they just don't have anything better to do they? Well, we had Heartbleed, we've had Shell Shock, we've had other things with catchy names that I can't mind now. Hmm. Yep, with Gmail.
Those were old patches, though.
Yeah. Well, imagine password, you know, got something really immature like I love my dog 2000. Thanks, we've got that on tape. It's not Billy's password.
The special characters on tape.
Pardon?
You don't have the special characters on tape.
And I've just heard the Linux Mint sound very quietly from my ThinkPad that Luke hears from his ThinkPad every day. James, that went wrong. Yeah, that's what happens when you're using a really, really old version of Pulse Audio. Oh, bloody hated Pulse Audio. Ugh! It didn't work with Skype. Microphone, nada.
You know, I remember on my Acer Spiral 1 back in 2012, I installed Ubuntu on it just to see how it ran. It ran just fine, but I could not use Skype on it. That was a deal breaker. All because that Pulse Audio was using microphone.
Pulse Audio was really bad early on. It came from the Fedora project, so of course it was completely buggy and dirty.
Fedora. That begat CentOS, which is one of the worst distros of Linux for accessibility in the world ever. But everyone tells me it's brilliant if you have a server. Unfortunately, I don't have a server.
CentOS is mainly used for servers.
I mean, if you want to buy me a server, people who love Linux Mint, and I'm not necessarily meaning Luke here, but
For accessibility, you really should be using Fedora if you're going to be.
Fedora, Jones. I'm using Mint Ubuntu.
I mean, as opposed to CentOS.
Oh, right. If I was going to go down the Fedora Red Hat version.
If you're going to go through Fedora RPM-based distros, yeah.
I'd rather use Centipede OS.
What? You just basically...
Stupid spider will just crawl in front of you.
Yeah, and then it's like you won't... Every time you boot your computer up, it'll be like... Alright, so my way to install Minty Linux. It booted up absolutely fine, no display derp. And it's wanting me to log on to my Wi-Fi, so I think I will. Because... Yeah, it's in mint condition. Only with Wi-Fi can I get the latest updates. So, I'll be right back once I've typed in my said. Okay, so I'm online. I have at least 8 points.
You got mail.
Apparently I'm online with AOL 2.5. And, that nostalgia. Never had AOL at home, personally. My parents wouldn't get us... My parents wouldn't get us connected to the internet until 2002. By which time, you know, we ended up with Tiscali, which was pretty good back in the day, actually. And then they got bought out by Talk, and I wouldn't trust them with it. And I seriously wouldn't trust them with bits of old shrapnel that I wouldn't miss.
Wasn't Talk a pop band back in the 80s?
Maybe.
Sounds like it.
And it's plugged into a power source and is connected to the internet. So, can I continue? Linux install is so much easier now. I remember at school we had a Linux project that never really got off the ground because the other people who were taking part in it were all doing exams, but you know, they had Slack. You know, the project was we were going to set up a computer with Slackware.
Slackware is really annoying to install.
Yep.
It reminds me a lot of FreeBSD.
Whereas this, it knows I've got Windows 7, so it's given me a couple of options. Install Linux Mint alongside Windows 7. Documents, music, and other personal files will be kept. You can choose which operating system you want each time the computer starts up. Erase and install Linux Mint. Warning, this will delete files on the disk. And then just, yeah, a couple things that are greyed out. I'm going to install Mint alongside 7. Install now. And I love this because, whilst most things make me accept that I have to have London set as a capital city, this doesn't. Usually, anyway. I don't see London as a capital city that represents me. I see Edinburgh.
I see London and I see France.
I see London, I see France, I see streets, unsightly chapters. Alright, let me stick in a password. So now, this is a way installing Mint. And I think it's loading the next screen as, you know, I've put my username, password, named the computer for the network. So I'll be back once it's installed. So my Mint Ubuntu installation is in effect. I've got a very large mouse pointer. I had to set it up with a command, which isn't going to be good for non-kind of Linuxy users, to be honest.
Like me, I know hardly anything about Linux.
And I want to make the terminal so it defaults to a large text setting, which I will do, and I know it'll be available. But for the meantime, what I need to do as well, I'm going to find a nice picture of Inverness for my desktop background. So, abracadabra. Bam! Look at that magic. So.
We're recording again, Luke, so be careful.
Sorry, I should have said, whoops-a-daisy. Oh well, so that's, bunker.
Let's let people know, Luke was having a little,
Linux made me mad, so I got mad.
Yeah.
It's kind of a love-hate relationship.
I think a lot of people have that feeling about Linux at times.
Well, you need to run it on a ThinkPad. You know, for the longest time I just used to think that ThinkPads solely ran Linux. And it kind of got to the point where to see a ThinkPad with Windows, it was just like, this is odd.
You know, didn't UXW Bill recently get some kind of ThinkPad with like a new version of OS2 on it?
Wouldn't that be Breadbox Ensemble?
That's
No,
probably what it is.
yeah.
It was a typical ThinkPad from the mid-2000s that someone sold him. He did an unboxing of it, but never really showed it playing.
He said he's going to do something in the future, I think.
So now my way to install Wine, so I can run some Windows apps, in case I ever need to. There is a paid-for version called Crossover Office.
Look at the name of this Facebook page.
Which does seem to work a lot, which does seem to work with a wee bit easier and what have you. I find it quite funny with Wine. It runs really old applications perfectly fine. You know, like I could install and run Office 4.2. I could install and run Office 97, 2000, Windows 95, 2002, and some of 2003, but not 2007 or 2010 or above. It just doesn't like it.
Oh well, 2003 rules anyway.
Yeah, I mean, I'm alright on this side with the LibreOffice. You know, that's pretty good. And I'll tell you something about Wine as well. It runs Grand Theft Auto 3 absolutely fine. Well, certainly as of Ubuntu 9.04. And if I'm looking for a package that I can't find, what I can do is look for it in the Synaptics Package Manager. Nothing to do with the touchpad. Synaptics Package Manager. Nothing to do with the touchpad. Synaptics Package Manager. Nothing to do with the touchpad. So I've managed to get ScummVM installed, including, as well, some tools for the ThinkPad. Sorry.
Say something, Jesus.
And some, ThinkPad tools. There's my ThinkLight, which is orange on this one. Can't understand why. It's kind of yellowish. Damn it, Randy!
Randy?
Yep. So now that's Skype installed as well. So, yay, chat! There's one thing that I don't seem to be able to install on here. That's Barbell Place. And I even have ScummVM. So I could play Gus Goes to the Cookie Carnival.
That game doesn't work in ScummVM.
No, it doesn't. But I know one game that does. Okay. So like I said, we've got a game to work in ScummVM. So I need to actually go to the games part to get ScummVM. And then I want to add a game. Obviously I've never used this before in Linux, so this should be fun. I think it's CD-ROM. And there's nothing in there. You need to cut it out. How on earth do I do this?
Sure, first thing left, go about 2 miles. And...
Aha! I'll just copy the address over, because... No, I don't need to do that. So, basically, I think what I need to do... Whoops. No. Don't want to do that. Let's explore the airport. Okay. Let's see if I can run it. This is under Linux. Never thought I'd be playing Let's Explore the Airport on a ThinkPad R61.
Well, now you are.
I always knew it was possible, but
Hi, I'm Buzzy the Now.
someone needs to shoot that guy.
Welcome to the airport. This is a very busy place.
I can imagine.
People coming and going, planes landing and taking off. Helicopters, seaplanes, jet airplanes, hangars. There's so much to explore at
What?
the airport, so let's get going.
This is pre-9/11, folks.
I love it how you've got that Chevy. Someone's opened the door and it's that Chevy Bong. The views, and I can tell it's a Chevy Bong because I've seen enough of UXW Bill's videos. Now, see if I can get to. I never can. I always seem to get lost. Oh, here we go.
I hope you enjoyed your stay at the airport. I'm running low on gas. Can you tell me where a station is? Sure. First you take a left and go about 2 miles, then you take a left and go about 2 miles, and then you take a left and go about 2 miles. Why, thank you.
Go on. Hey, you in the Corvette, shift it.
I'll be with you in a moment here.
He doesn't have to, the barrier's up, you feel gouk. Come on. Other folk are wanting to get out, get home, get the kettle on.
Okay, that'll be $5, please.
Exactly, the kettle's not boiling because nobody's home, because they're all stuck in front of this guy in the blooming red Corvette.
Hello, that's a nice car.
Yeah.
Let's go up the stair. Oh, look, there's the car park. Yep, there's a car made by Chrysler.
I got a white convertible with the deck in the back bumper. Oh, yeah, I think you'll like it. It's a great car, great car.
I want a four-door sedan, please.
Okay, I got a flashy two-door sports car. It's tiny, but it's fast, man.
I need a very big car. I've got a dinner appointment with other businessmen.
Oh, that's a car rental. Hey, this is my fancy Italian sports car. It's much roomier.
How about this one? Huh? Yeah? Huh? Yeah? Huh? Huh? Yeah? Oh, heavens, no.
Oh, heavens. Oops.
Here's on flight 276. Carousel, number 7.
Goodness, no.
Oh my gracious goodness, no.
We'll click on the game, dog.
I'd get that hair checked out with the doctor, man.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. I seem to be in the midst of the baggage area.
Sounds painful.
Seriously, you should never get into a relationship with an airport. Too much baggage. Alright, I've had enough of being in here. I didn't realise that was actually going to take me out here. Come on.
Hang on 1 minute, my eyes hurt. What'll it take to get you on a flight out of here today?
Maybe you not being so pushy. Maybe you offering me a cheap flight for once in your miserable little life. See that spinning bow tie? See that tie must have cost you a fair fortune. You could have put it towards my airfare. That's what it would take to get me out on a frickin' plane.
Like my tie?
Not really. Sorry, I can't hear you.
Too bad, well, at least that airport doesn't have an airplane flown by LNG swim.
No, but it may as well have, because it's got that one that goes flap, 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 flap. See if I can get this woman to say something. Waiting.
I think they said my luggage too low.
Yeah? It's kind of like a British airport. You get there, but your luggage doesn't.
Believe it or not, I've actually never been on an airplane my entire life.
Feels like public transportation for the most part.
Yeah, except you've
Well, I've never been on public transportation in my life.
went on a train.
Oh yeah, there was that one time I took the train back in 2001 to the State Fair in Raleigh. Never doing that again. The train back to Greensboro was scheduled to arrive at like 4:30 p.m., but it wound up getting pushed back to about 10:30 p.m.
Did Did you know I
So,
can do
Dan
tricks?
Baggage from flight
that.
96 will be loaded
Mm.
in carousel number 5.
And plus, it was right after 9/11, so you start thinking the worst.
Yep.
Yeah.
So there you have it. That's Let's Explore the Airport from Humongous Entertainment, running on this machine, thanks to ScummVM. Now, there were a few games...
My childhood favorites.
Now, there are a few games that won't run on ScummVM because it's the Scum engine that runs these. However, these games can be run under Wine. So if I wanted to run, for example, My First Encyclopedia, or anything like that, then I could do it using Wine. But what...
I would be interested to see.
But what if I wanted to run something like Knowledge Adventures 3D Human Body? I would need to sudo some apt-get. And I would need to apt-get install with the sudo DOSBox.
Studio.
Can you imagine 1980s training videos for early 90s training videos for Linux, and the sudo command would be they'd do that as a song for the sudo command. So there, DOSBox is installed, and if I want, I can run it from the terminal, and there we have it. There's DOS. D-I-R. Look, it's DOS. And I can exit that, and I can exit out of the terminal. And I think that will conclude this video, because, to be honest, I don't want to be editing anymore. So, I'd like to thank you all for watching this video. Billy, Luke, do you have any comments on the ThinkPad, the R61?
Yeah, mine's my T61, and I like that.
I like T61s. And Billy?
Well, I've never really owned a whole lot of ThinkPads in my time, but that seems like a really nice one. And as for Linux, well, I guess I'll have to just come out and say it. I've never been all that crazy about Linux. There's just too many command line stuff that I'm not familiar with because, well, Unix for one thing, but I wouldn't mind giving it another try sometime just to see what it's like, maybe Linux Mint or something.
Mint is pretty good, actually. I do like Mint. And I've wanted a box to have Mint on for some time.
And plus, Linux is always handy if your computer has pretty much died horrendously and you need to back up your files that are saved on your destroyed Windows installation.
Yep.
Yeah.
Which did save me about a year ago when I broke my Windows 7 install on the 2013 custom build.
I have to be honest, it's really helped me out quite a lot, especially when working on clients' computers.
Yeah.
Having an Ubuntu or a Lubuntu disk to hand is always a good thing. It's a must for any computer professional, I think. Because you've got diagnostic tools, you've got LSPCI, which will tell you exactly what hardware's in your system. You've got Gparted, you've got, and you know, you can read and write to different hard disks. My sister's Dell Latitude, scratch that. Dell Inspiron 1545. You know, she wanted to reformat and restart and what have you. And, yeah, I was able to use Ubuntu to copy all the files over and what have you. And it was brilliant. And I was able to format on the grease and do all that. Don't think my parents were too impressed, though, because I had to stay up late doing it. And I had an early start the next morning because, you know, I was going back to the train station, what have you, and they had to drop me there about 7 o'clock in the morning. So, yeah. Well, that's what you get. Anyway, I think it's time to end this video. If you like what I do on my videos, please feel free to subscribe. The URLs for the YouTube channel and the Facebook page will follow. But until then, thanks for watching this video, and I hope you'll join me for my next one.